and welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break from EU4. I will be continuing my daily uploads of my EU4 series, but I am going to be doing a little more sporadic uploads of Victoria 3. So I am playing with the Learn to Play active. I'm just trying to get the achievement mostly, but we're playing as Sweden. We do have a decision to form Scandinavia. We need to get ourselves control of some of the Danish provinces and possibly even Finnish provinces to do that, which is going to be a little difficult. So, because either way, we're dealing with Russia or whoever Denmark allies with. So we'll take a look at our politics. We have a king, Carl Johan Bernadotte, who is French, so we would like to get him out of here at some point, but for now, I guess we're going to have to deal with this. He has ambitious for us and experienced political operators, so he's going to give us some more authority, and he's also going to give us some more decree cost, naval power projection, army power projection, but a little more political movement radicalism. We currently have the Church of Sweden and landowners in our government. We may want to look to change that. I mean, we are going to keep the landowners because Carl Johan is a landowner, so that's going to help us. But the industrialists actually look pretty good. They're the strongest political group, so they would definitely help us out. We do have 3 marginalized groups, so they're so small, we're not getting any benefits or negatives from them. They will grow over time. Currently, we're looking at a couple laws that we could pass. Not very easily, though. So I do think we are going to start off, we're going to reform government. We're definitely bringing in the industrialists. And I'll probably kick out the Church of Sweden, which should give us, I was going to say, a huge boost. It is going to cause some radicals, but I'm not super concerned. We could bring in the Intelligilista. That's not going to cause, that's going to bring our legitimacy down even more, but yeah, I don't think so. They're not quite more powerful enough yet. Same thing with the armed forces. So I think we'll go with the landowners and the industrialists. This will let us go through some different laws, I believe. We'll see what we can do. So we'll confirm that change. So yes, we can go through now and... So autocracy would make the landowners more happy. We don't want to do that. We could push for landed voting. The industrialists oppose it, though, so we'll probably stick with oligarchy for now. Appointed bureaucrats over hereditary, definitely. Professional army over peasant levies, definitely. We could switch to like a laissez-faire economy, but I think interventionism is probably going to be most useful for us early on. So I don't think there's any reason to change that. Per capita taxation is better than the other two. We could go for some colonial affairs. That might be what I'm pushing for first. We already have religious schools. We could push for private schools. That would definitely make the church dislike us. Quite a bit, actually. But the industrialists and the Intelligilista would be happy. So that's a thought, too. Right of assembly, we could go back to censorship, but I don't see any reason to do anything like that. We're not going to lower our women's laws. We could push for poor laws. The landowners oppose it, though. So I don't think so quite yet. And I think we do want to have migration controls. The industrialists would like not having them, but the rural folk would definitely not, as was... Yeah, that just seems like a bad idea all around. So we'll push for colonial exploitation first. We do want to get ourselves involved with the colonies if we can. Our budget... So, politics. Back to politics. Let's look at the Intelligilista is at a -1. The armed forces are at a +9, though. So what we could do is we could drop our military wages. That's going to lower our armed forces approval. but that's going to get us some more money, so I'm definitely going to do that. We'll drop our government wages a smidge because we don't want to make the Intelligilista too unhappy, but that's going to give us some more money as well. The liquor tax is definitely good. We can look at some other taxes. I could do a services tax. That'll get us some more money. And maybe even a wine tax. I don't want to get too far into... Some of them just aren't worth it for the authority you need to spend. I could, for the time being, just to start, we'll put a tax on fish. I'm just trying to get my income up for my initial building spree. So I think that's enough for that. Construction, we have one construction sector. So I think it's worthwhile. We'll build at least one in Gotland. That'll help us out there. And then we'll need to start taking a look at our market and figuring out what's going to be best to build. Our military... We have level 2 on our armies and then level 3 on our artillery. So I think that's definitely useful. Now we are still making a nice chunk of change, so let's start building something else. Let's take a look. What's our market say we need? So tools are very expensive, as are services, wine. That's mostly because of the tax, so that's all we're really looking at right now, price-wise. So it probably would be a good idea to build some more tooling workshops. So urban development, and let's take a look. We have one down in Scania. I think I would like to build one in Svealand. It does say we would get some more profit from the one in Gotland, but they have very few, they have very small population. So I think we'll go with Svealand. Just build one right now, start with that. And then, like I said, we do want to get ourselves involved in the Colonial game early on. So we could get ourselves a base down here. Let's go to our diplomatic lens and go for some declared interest. So we can declare one interest. I'm going to declare interest for right here for the Niger region, and our plan, we're going to attack one of these nations down here and puppet them to give us a base of operations before we can start actually colonizing. I'm probably going to colonize Igbo first, since it'll be right in this area where I'm looking to expand, and go from there. That'll also open us up some more interest, because once we have something down here, then we have a permanent interest in this area, and then we can start making our interest for over here, or maybe even down here for some colonizing as well. I think I might declare a rivalry with Denmark, because we're going to want to take them over. So let's declare rivalry there. That'll give us some more influence. And then we're going to use our massive amount of influence. We're going to improve relations with Britain, with France, and with Prussia. We already have a trade agreement with Prussia. I'd like to get one with Great Britain and France, too. They have fairly large markets, and they're very powerful. I would like to ally one of them if I can as well. Otherwise, I could look to maybe get some of these states into my customs union, but that's actually very expensive influence-wise, so I don't think I want to do that. But I could, like, improve relations with these guys, maybe? At least for now. Yeah, we'll improve relations with Spain, too. Let's try and get some of these stronger guys on our side. And that sounds good. We do still have some authority going. I could use it, but I think I'll just let it be for now. We do have low market access in Scania, so maybe it would be worth it for the time being to go with a road maintenance decree there. And then we are looking good on bureaucracy. We could do some more trade routes potentially. We have nothing we're looking to export, but import-wise, clothes, furniture, and tools. Tools are expensive for us right now, so let's go ahead. We'll import some for the time being to cover our costs. Neither one of these are worth very much. And then along with that, we can go ahead and take a look. So we're importing here. So we want to tariff the imports, right? That's from Prussia, though, so Prussia's not going to matter. We are also importing iron from Prussia as well as the Netherlands. Okay, so yeah, I'm just trying to maximize my starting economy. Hardwood from Britain. We're exporting it to Britain, huh? Clothes. That's from Prussia. Russia, we're getting some liquor. Tools. That's a little bit more money. Luxury furniture. Just a little bit more money. Luxury clothes, a little more money. Wine, a little more money. Oh no, it's from Prussia, so it won't. So there we go. We're doing good there. Yeah, otherwise, these aren't very expensive for us right now, so I don't think so. Alright, so I think we're good there. We have an unproductive trade routes. We'll go ahead and cancel those. And maybe look, the French have a lot of clothes, so we can do that. Yeah, there we go. British market. Here we could go to the Danish market. There we go. So our bureaucracy is kind of low, but we'll be okay. I already know about the journal. I do like to try and let time move as I'm playing. Because pausing, you're just kind of slowing yourself down, I feel. Expand the rye farms in Gotland. We'll do that. I'll add that to the queue. So it said the rye farms. We'll expand them. It's going to take a little while, but we'll get there. So let's go ahead and speed ourselves up a little bit. Let some time go. And then, yeah, I do want to start a diplomatic play right away as well. As soon as I can. I'm still waiting to be able to speed things up a little bit. There we go. So we can now make our diplomatic play. I'll probably just go for Oyo or Benin. We'll puppet Benin. Norway's going to help us because they are in a PU with us. So we do control Norway. They'll definitely help. Spain does have an interest down here, so that's a little painful, but it shouldn't be too much because we're already improving relations with them, right? Yeah, so let's go ahead and attack them. We'll see if anybody actually wants to join in. I got a feeling it's going to be a no. We'll speed this up and see what happens. They might just surrender to us immediately, too, which would be very, very useful for us. To not have to actually fight a war. Oyo would be willing to help us. What would it cost? They would want an obligation. I'm not going to take an obligation from them because I want to conquer them as well. Okay, so Demogran joined them. See, they're not going to have access, so that's kind of annoying. But since they're going to have backup now, I'm going to want war reparations from Benin as well. Okay, so Oyo now joined them. Oyo joining them does make a lot of a difference. I'm going to try and puppet them as well. And I will also want war reparations from them. Demagram, I'm not going to be able to get to. But I should be able to beat these guys. They're starting to mobilize. I'm going to wait until closer to the war to start mobilizing. Because we're going to need to do a naval invasion anyway. So yeah, it's really looking like they're not going to get anyone else to support them. I'm not backing down. I'll be able to win this war pretty easily. So now that we're at the mobilization phase, we're going to slow down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and mobilize my general. He can control 20 units, and I have 30. So I could hire another general, but I think I'm just going to promote you. It's going to cost us a little bureaucracy and give the armed forces a little bit more political strength. Well, let's take a look at generals that I can recruit. If I were to recruit somebody, I could get a landowner. And he is an offensive planner. But no, I think we will just promote the guy we have. We'll go ahead and promote him. He can control more battalions now. And we'll tell him to start mobilizing. Now, he doesn't have any front he can go to because we need to do a naval invasion, which shouldn't be hard. So then we got to go to military and tell our navy. We'll tell our admiral here with his fleets that we want him to naval invade. And we're waiting for us to start the war, I guess. So yeah, we'll get involved real early on down here. Get ourselves a couple puppets. And that's really going to help us out. So... Oh, did they back down? Benin backed down. So we didn't get our chance to get a thing on here. But we do have Benin now, which is going to be very useful. I could just really start pushing. And I might do that. You guys wanted to mess with me. This is going to give me a lot of infamy, though. And Great Britain's down here now. I don't want to get a lot of infamy with Great Britain. But I also now have an interest down here. So now we can look at other places that would be worthwhile to get ourselves an interest in. Or not. Now we only have one declared interest, so that's fine. That's fine. We'll be fine. Maybe we will continue to expand then. Maybe I should just conquer down here. If we conquer Oyo, it's going to give us 12.5 infamy. I'm going to do that. And we're doing pretty good on money right now. I could go ahead and lower our taxation a little bit. It would cost us some money, but we're doing pretty good on money right now, so lowering my taxation for a little bit I think is a good idea. Spain is leaning towards joining them. That's not good. But Great Britain is leaning towards joining us, so we are going to need to keep an eye on this, and if Spain wants to jump in, we can call in Great Britain to help balance things out for us. And I would definitely do that if Spain wants to jump in. We already have armies starting to mobilize. We were going to wait and see. Egypt would also join in for an obligation. Great Britain, same thing. They want an obligation. You guys... So let's mostly just see if Spain is going to join them. Spain did join, so now... Offer to ban slavery in Spain. I think that's worth it for me. So we'll see if Great Britain does actually join. I feel like they will. Okay, Great Britain did join. I could offer an obligation to Egypt. I don't have any plans to attack Egypt in the near future. And that would give me another very strong ally in the war. I could also go for something along the lines of war reparations from Spain. For me, which would be very useful as well. So let's speed things up and see if that sways anybody else to another side. And I do still have some initiator power, so I could even... I think I am going to offer that obligation to Egypt. I think that'll be very useful. So that obligation to Egypt, if they say yes, and we have Sikoko here, so Sikoko, I can't afford to puppet them, but I can't ask them for war reps as well. So I think that's the play. Now, I'm definitely going to want to start mobilizing and pushing into Oyo as quickly as possible. So, I will wait a little bit of time, though. Like, we're still doing very good on money with everything we've pushed through. We're also getting close. We can see if we're actually going to be able to enact the colonial exploitation policy. Okay, we did. We got it in one go. That's very good for us. So with that enacted, I'm going to pause here for a second. Let's take a look at our laws. The industrialists are happy now. The rural folk are not so happy. The rural folk are a little upset with us. The petite bourgeoisie are no longer marginalized, so now the only marginalized interest group is the trade unions. I think that's okay. So let's take a look at what other laws we have opportunities to pass. We do have an opportunity to pass poor laws. We also have an opportunity to pass private schools. I think private schooling should be a nice little bonus. I'm leaning towards private schooling. Let's go ahead and push through private schooling. I think that'll be fine. The church isn't going to be happy with it, but I think schools are going to help our country out in the long run. We will struggle with a little bit of bureaucracy at that point, too, because we're going to have another thing going. So we had an input shortage on tools, but we just finished that tooling workshop, so we're good there. They've had no one else join, which is good. Oyo might back down. I think there's a good chance they might. Most of their troops have mobilized at this point, and we still haven't. So let's go ahead and start mobilizing the military. And we won't need to do a naval invasion now since we actually control Benin. So let's mobilize our general and have him... We're going to have him push on the Oyo front to get them out of the war as quickly as possible. Alright, so the war broke out. I think that is a good place to cut this episode. We will finish this war in the next one. If you enjoyed the episode, I'd really appreciate a like. If you really enjoyed it, I would appreciate a subscription. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.